together in whole or in part what you will witness. Mr. Willard Drury, then President of the Board of Trustees, introduced the Honorable John W. Bacon, who delivered an address to commemorate the occasion. And that which follows is Mr. Bacon's address. Mr. Vice President, honored veterans of the late war to preserve the Union, public officials and citizens of Natick, we dedicate today this temple of learning, the product of one woman's desire to establish a literary institute for the use and benefit of the inhabitants of Natick. In her will, our late Miss Morse stated that it was her wish to have the Morse Institute serve, and I quote, to promote and disseminate learning and intelligence among the inhabitants of the town. The building that now houses the Morse Institute stands on the site of her late home, and our trustees diligently followed the direction that Miss Morse laid out in their will regarding the design of the building. As you see, it is a brick in the Gothic style of architecture and sited almost perfectly on the foundation of her former home. Cicero wrote a virtue in his treatise on duties. Were that great philosopher with us today, he would state that Miss Morse's actions were virtuous and of value to the community. Seneca noted that the spirit in which a thing is given determines that in which the debt is acknowledged. And it is the intention, not the face value, of the gift that is weighed. And as we stand here today to give public recognition of the everlasting value of Miss Morse's intention, the history of classical libraries is well known. The Persian Empire's great library at Periopolis stood for 200 years before Alexander the Great destroyed it. The Ptolemies, both father and son, built a great library at Alexandria in Egypt and charged it with the responsibility of gathering all the knowledge that the world possessed into its confines. And today, the town of Natick sees the founding of an institution destined to serve this community and charged with the responsibility to gather knowledge of our ever-expanding world. In closing, I deign to repeat some words from Mrs. John U. Morse's original hymn that she wrote for this occasion and which you heard sung earlier today. All work so well accomplished now, let our entire town rejoice, for this auspicious day give thanks with one united voice. Young hearts for knowledge, all athirst, grateful will speak her name, and unborn generations make hers an enduring fame. And now, citizens of Natick and honored guests, members of the Union Army, join Miss Buckingham and members of the Broadmoor Chorus in singing another original hymn written by Edward C. Morse.